Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 3 of my 1 vs 2 vs 2 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 2 separate teams of 2 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Tigran Necromancer, Ramhotep Devilclaw. In our last episode, we continued to expand our empire, and in this case, we now actually have a couple of additional cities. So you can see here's our throne city, but we now have an outpost, a Tigran Ghoul outpost of Toongale, which we're in the process of sort of getting up and running as we're working on a Harvester's Guild. And then underground, near the end of the last episode, we were able to acquire another outpost, in this case an Orcish outpost, Necras, which we're in the process here of migrating over to Ghoul Tigrans. So we're going to continue to try to expand this episode, but we are going to have to be very, very careful. And the reason for that is that thanks to my ability to see battles that are within, I believe it's 16 tiles of my cities, I've gotten a peek at battles that have been won and lost by one of my opponent teams. So there's a team of 2 greenskins. There's an orc and goblin, if I remember correctly. And we've gotten to see bits of their battles. And you can see right here, fairly close to my new outpost. So I'm going to have to be very cautious. And then again, if we jump underground, there was another battle that we saw at this magma forge. And that's again very close. So I'm going to have to shore up my defenses while still continuing to try to expand. And again, we haven't officially encountered them yet. And you can see that here by all of our opponents being unknown. But it's inevitable, and I'm sure it will happen, if not this episode, then probably in the next one. So again, I need to kind of keep my wits about me and not let myself get ambushed. But before we dive into the episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some fantastic comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments comes from My Brain Hurts. Brain pointed out that when I'm leveling up my Necromancers, I need to make sure that I don't discount. There's a couple of abilities here that are actually quite useful for me. So you can see here, Inflict Despair is one. This is a very, very good ability that actually will basically give me, just to kind of read it here, attacks from this unit have a chance to inflict despair on their targets, causing them to suffer minus 200 morale and 20% spirit weakness for 3 turns. So the reason that this is so useful is that not only do I then have the ability to exploit despair if I were to purchase that upgrade as well, but the Inflict Despair alone, that spirit weakness, will make it easier to then ghoul curse any units that have that, that are despaired, basically. And so this is a really good synergy, and is something that I shouldn't, kind of sleep on. So I really appreciate Brain pointing this one out. He also pointed out that the Throw Curse ability is also quite useful, and you can see it right here. This is a great way to kind of try to either just generally debuff an enemy unit. You can see that -2 resistance is also going to help with Inflict Ghoul Curse as well. Because again, if you lower resistance or lower spirit protection, that's going to help. Because it's a spirit check when you're trying to inflict that Ghoul Curse. But in addition, the important thing about this one is that it has a very long range and can sometimes be used to stimulate a battle when the enemy team isn't deciding to kind of advance forward. Sometimes if you throw a curse at them, they'll actually start to advance. So great point there from Brain. The next comment here is from Thomas Hazelwood. Thomas just had a great reminder yet again that I'm still kind of forgetting to use my free attacks with this Tigran Royal Chariot. So again, I really appreciate Thomas pointing this one out because we have this Throw Sunspear ability that doesn't really cost us anything to use. Again, no action points used up. So I need to make sure I'm using this to its full potential. So thanks to Thomas for that one. The next comment here is from VLO or Vlo. I'm not sure how you prefer to have that said. But Vlo is saying that I'm not farming enough experience with my Necromancers, or at the very least, I'm not prioritizing farming experience with them. And I couldn't agree more. I think that's a very, very accurate assessment. And as I've said before, getting your Necromancers up to level 7 so that you can get greater Reanimate Undead is extremely important. And then even more so if you can get them up to, I believe it's level 9, when you get access to Inflict Ghoul Curse. That's really where kind of the rubber meets the road in terms of the power of a Necromancer, at least in my opinion. And so this is something that Vlo is pointing out, that in battle, I should be trying to make use of my Heal Undead, my Raise Corpse, all of my abilities, in addition to trying to then get killing blows with my heroes to really maximize their growth. The next comment here is from Death. Death pointed out that he actually agreed with my decision to pick up expansionism as my research choice last episode. So thank you to Death for that one. Again, I was kind of hemming and hawing, but now that I have these outposts, I think it's actually going to be really useful for me. Because again, if you don't research this one early in the game, I find that it ends up being sort of less valuable for you. So I'm actually really glad I did it, and Death agrees. Death also pointed out that I should consider building some shrines at my outpost now that I kind of am going to have a few of them. And there's a couple of reasons for this. So one is that, as you can clearly see here, my mana income is actually at a deficit. So building some shrines would offset that and kind of fix my mana supply problem. But in addition, because I researched Shrines of Unlife earlier in the game, I'm going to also get some population growth in addition to more mana. So not only will I really get a lot of good mana income, but I'll also help grow my cities faster. And for my outposts in particular, this would be quite useful. And again, because I've got that extra production boost, I should be able to crank these out, as you can see, in 2 turns, which is, very quick. So really, really good comment there from Death. And that's something I'm definitely going to do. I think maybe once I'm done this Harvester's Guild, I might even do a shrine next, just to kind of take Death up on that suggestion. Death also pointed out that he hopes to see the return of the sort of plunder plus reanimate ruin strategy, which is a really, really powerful strategy that you can use as a necromancer. It's probably best utilized if you have the destruction adept specialization, wherein you get access to hasty plunder, which makes it really, really good. But even in my case with expansionism, I can still do it. So what this would do is I can plunder a city and basically get some monetary gain from it, and kind of you sort of raise the city in the process. And then you cast animate ruin to just basically revive the city in one fell swoop as a ghoul city in your control. So you can get some resources and then boom, have the city be in your control. So really good reminder there from Death. And we might get to see me use that if I get into a situation where that's feasible and I have access to animate ruin. Death also pointed out that the music volume is sounding pretty good. So thank you for the feedback on that. As always, I'm trying to tweak things to make sure you guys get the best viewer experience. And then finally here we have some comments from Lance Fair. Lance pointed out that I could have destroyed a barricade in that final battle. This is in reference to the battle that I had for the city down here. So when I was battling for the Orc outpost, unfortunately I lost. I believe I had a Tigran cheetah that was in this stack, who unfortunately was killed. But there was a situation that arose where I kind of had to leave the cheetah to basically just die. But what I could have done is actually used my units to attack a barricade structure that the cheetah was next to, and that might have allowed me, it wasn't a guarantee, but it would have at least given me the option or the possibility of my cheetah surviving. So I really like that suggestion from Lance, because it's just a good reminder that sometimes attacking those destructible little obstacles in battle can actually have utility when it comes to kind of maximizing your strategic options. So as always, though, big thank you to everybody for the fantastic comments. You guys are a goldmine of insight, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's dive into the episode and see what we can get up to. Now, last time when we left off, we had used most of our movement for our main stack. We did have this little guy, our Cadaver. Now, the main question is, do I want to press south and try to get eyes on my opponents? I'm a little hesitant to do that, to be perfectly honest. What I might do is head down here and maybe try taking on the watchtower with my main stack, but we'll kind of have to decide. In the meantime, what I might do with this guy is actually just head up along the road here. See what we can see. Okay, it looks like there's a spawning structure right here. That's going to have to be dealt with, because obviously that's going to threaten our new outpost. So we are going to have to make sure that we do something about that. And then let's head up a little bit further. Okay. I think that's going to more or less do it for our movement. Let's just jump around and make sure. Yeah, and this guy's going to just guard the throne city. Then we've got our stack down here that's going to kind of hold the fort for now. I don't think we can do much with this army at the moment. We're going to just kind of have to wait. So what we'll do instead now is we'll select a new research choice. Now that expansionism is completed, we have a couple of options here. Actually, Swift Migration would be really nice to get early. Despite being a fairly expensive upgrade at this point, as you can see, it would take 13 turns. Although, thankfully, with Whispers of the Fallen, this would probably end up getting reduced quite a bit. But nevertheless, this is still an expensive option. But the reason I say this is because the earlier I can get this, the more I'll benefit from being able to migrate a city over more quickly. So this would basically give me almost instantaneous, so like a single turn flip over, which is really, really good. And that would save me a lot of time when I'm gaining additional cities. However, in terms of kind of more immediate upgrades, there are things I would prefer to have more quickly. Vampiric Hunger is definitely one of those. You can see here, my irregular infantry and pikemen gain lifesteal, which is really, really good. Harbingers of Death is always a good upgrade, as that turns my leaders and my leader and my heroes into arc liches. But you know, oh man, the allure of this swift migration is really kind of calling my name. You know, this might be a mistake, but I think I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to just hope that I can really kind of expedite my knowledge gain process here using Whispers of the Fallen. So just a reminder to everybody, I get a little bit of extra knowledge income if I do battles and kill units within, I think it's 16 hexes of a nearby city that I own. So, which, you know, ends up being kind of everything around my cities. So that's actually a really good upgrade for me. All right, so I think that's going to about do it for my turn here. We're not going to cast any spells until we have a little bit more mana. Again, I do want to start summoning a Lost Soul, but I want to wait because it is going to cost some mana to actually do that, and we are running a deficit, so I don't want to, you know, end up bottoming out on my mana supply at the moment. All right. Let's see if our opponents make an appearance here. I know that they are the underground team, if I remember correctly. Oh, here we go. What's this? Domain invasion at Tushari. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, well, looks like our throne city's coming under attack. And of course, I don't have anybody there to really defend it properly. I'm hoping that they don't actually attack, because I really don't want to have to employ... I had kind of promised in previous playthroughs that I would stop using my cheese strategy of just running away to defend my cities. And I really don't want to do that anymore, but I would have to, or else I'm going to lose the city to these units if they decide to attack. Yikes, that's kind of scary. Well, I'll have to make a decision here, I guess. But in the meantime, what I suppose I could do is produce a skeleton archer to try to help defend the city. Although it's going to be their turn before it flips over, and that archer is produced anyway, so that's not even going to really make a difference. I'll have to think about that. Now, in the meantime here, let's think about what we want to do with our leader here and our hero. So we've got our... This is, again, our main stack. We've got to figure out kind of what the plan of attack is. And again, I'm thinking we're going to probably just kind of head south. Now, the question, though, is do I want to maybe go for the watchtower? And I'm thinking yes, because that's going to give us sort of a lot of vision over this area, and that will hopefully help us out quite a bit. So let's go down this way. Okay, there we are. And then what we'll do is we'll clear out the watchtower, then we'll clear out this brigand hideout. Maybe we can grab that gold as well. So let's see here. We'll go like this. Engage the battle. And then once we have the watchtower, that's going to give us substantially better vision range over what's going on. All right. So they are basically charging in at us. Now, we do have to be careful because these freelancers are pikeman units here. You can see they have polearm. So we don't want them getting close to our cavalry units at all if we can avoid it. So what I'm thinking we should probably do is gang up on one of them. And then the question becomes which one. So I'm going to retreat back ever so slightly. I'm going to let them come a little bit closer. But before I do that, I'm going to advance with the chariot here. Let's see, we're going to throw our... Nice, and we immolated them. That's fantastic. Okay, and then what we're going to also do is back our shredder up a little bit. Now our Muse does have Lion's Courage. Wow, okay, so this must be the gold medal upgrade that we get. So let's see what this does. Instills a warrior with unparalleled bravery and an overpowering aura. Bestows target friendly unit with +5 physical strength, overwhelm, and strong will. Now that is incredible. And I think what we're going to want to do with that is put that onto our chariot, perhaps. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. That's huge. Man, that's a really, really strong upgrade. All right, there we go. So now they're nice and close, so we should be able to blast them for some hefty damage here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice. There's the kill on those ones. And then we can step our Shredder up. Do some hefty damage here. Excellent. And then we could take our Cheetah and pounce, although it's not going to get the kill, unfortunately, which is a shame. I was hoping that was going to get the finish. Alright, there's the pounce. And then... oh, the only thing is now this polearm unit's going to be able to, you know, basically have at somebody. Alright, how do we want to deal with that? So maybe what we do is we swoop over this way with Jafsar. We attack. Oh, and I forgot about that Inspire. So if we stand next to the Muse, where's the Muse? Yeah, if we stand next to the Muse, we get... oh, and wow, this didn't use... oh, isn't that interesting? Okay, so our Muse can go again here. Oh, never mind. Okay, the turn flipped over. My bad. I was thinking that Lion's Courage was a free action, but it definitely wasn't. I'm just getting kind of mixed up. All right, actually, I think we'll be all right. We can probably kill off the Freelancer now that I think about it here. Yeah, and we can charge over and just do a one-shot. There it is. Again, maybe I could have dragged that battle out to farm some more experience with my heroes, which, you know, maybe I should have, but... all right. So now... oh, look at that. Okay, now we have a lot more vision, and we can kind of see what's going on. So there is this cave entrance down here, which I suspect will take us right into the domain of our two greenskin opponents. So we'll have to be very, very careful. But that might be worth doing, because our army is quite strong at the moment. But we have to kind of make a decision on that one. It's kind of a tough call. Meanwhile, you know what? Let's turn down this way and see what's over on this side of things. Okay. Now, Toongale is ready to go. Let's start doing a shrine. Again, that's going to fix our mana problem and help grow it a little bit further. Now, the question is, again, if they decide to attack... oh, I really don't want to employ my patented approach, my cheese strategy. So we'll start working on a skeleton archer. May not be ready in time, unfortunately, to actually defend the city, but we'll see if they decide to actually attack me or not. Meanwhile, this stack's going to have to just chill out for now. I think we'll have to kind of leave them there for a few turns. And now that we have that mana income on its way, I'm kind of tempted to start summoning a Lost Soul. I think I will do that. Alright. Let's see if we get attacked here. Yikes. So I'm wondering where this unit came from, because I thought I had cleared everything out up here, but as you can see, it could be something hiding in the mist over here, or to the north up there. And it looks like they retreated back, so thank goodness. We were able to not have to deal with them. Because, again, I was... you know, if they were going to attack, I wouldn't have employed my cheese strategy, because, like I said, I've agreed not to do that anymore. That's kind of been a crutch that I sometimes rely on, and trying to get away from that. So I would have let them basically take my throne city and then had to go back and get it back. But now at least I've got an additional unit guarding it, and it is a ranged unit who can... provide a little bit of protection for the throne. So I do have to be careful, though, because obviously, just to kind of talk about this a little more, I know that there must be a spawning structure somewhere up here, so I'm going to have to build an army near my throne and send them north, I think, to be able to reinforce the city more appropriately. All Let's clear this out since we are in the area. Send Jafsar in to do that. Okay. Now, we can... We want to try and take full advantage of our ranged attacks here, since we have quite a few of them. There we go. Nice. Should be able to get the kill here, maybe. Perfect. Alright, one less enemy to deal with. And then our chariot can ride right up, go for an immolation. No such luck. However, we can bash down the barricades to at least give ourselves a chance to get in there. Ouch, taking some pistol fire there. Thankfully, it's nothing we can't just heal away here, so let's heal undead. Fix up our chariot. And then, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Ramhotep to get a cadaver going. And then, I think what I'll do with my muse is I'm actually going to throw this boost here, Lion's Courage, onto my chariot. And the Shredder... Oh yeah, step up and do some hefty damage. And then, let's see, our cheetah can step in. And if we got really good, we could get the kill. I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. Okay, and there's the finish. If we had a high roll, is what I meant. If we had gotten a really high roll, we would have gotten the kill, but didn't think we had great odds of that happening. Okay, and there's a little bit of a... There's a level up for our cheetah, at least. A goblin swarm darter and a frostling fishing spear. I mean, an extra unit is nice, but I'm almost more inclined to just sell this for the gold, because the fishing spear is kind of useless, at least for me in this kind of situation. Swarm darter would be nice to at least go back and defend a city or something like that, but I think I'm just going to sell it for the gold. Especially since I'm able to recruit myself some additional cadavers anyway. Now, I noticed that my mana income has gotten better, and I think that's because one of my cities might have grown, perhaps? Not exactly sure. Or is that now that I have control? Yeah, there it is. So I now have control of the outpost. That's probably why. Yeah, there's some mana income from the city, so that's helping me out. But I think it would still be good to have the shrine going. Oh, and you know what? We have a shrine in Necras already. That's helpful. Yeah, there it is. So that's part of what's giving me that big boost. Okay, that's fantastic. I didn't realize that Necras already had one, so that's actually very, very helpful. So now maybe what I'll do is go for a Builder's Hall in Necras, just so I can start... I can start producing things a little bit more quickly. Now back to our throne city. Again, now I at least have two units guarding the city, so I'm a little bit less concerned about it. Although again, it would be good to shore up the defenses as quick as I can. Let's do a shrine there as well, just to really benefit from the boost to my growth here. All right, now we're going to be in good shape for mana, that's for sure. Now the big question is, do I want to press kind of south and maybe head underground? And that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is... Let's see, what would be the fastest route there? Going back this way. We could pick up the haste berries on our way through. And this little guy can grab the gold next turn. So let's do that. We'll regroup. And we'll head towards the haste berries, basically. Okay. And again, this army's going to stay put just for another turn or two here. Oh, actually, now that we have control of the outpost, once we have this Builder's Hall constructed, this might be a situation where we could rush production. Yeah, and while it's an outpost, I get the benefit of expansionism, so You know what? This wouldn't be so bad to maybe just kind of boost the rate that I'm building this, and that would free up. Next turn, I could then start working on something else. You know, kind of expedite the growth here. Let's do it. It's expensive, but let's do it. Then let's end my turn there. We'll be able to summon the Lost Souls next turn, which I'll have to decide where best to do that. So what I'm thinking, though, is I could add the Lost Souls into the stack that I have underground and, you know, make them a little bit more able to fight. Oh, and look at that. We've got some additional harassment at the throne. You know, unfortunately, the other option would be I just summon it at the throne city to help defend the throne from these pesky scoundrels that may end up deciding to attack me. That might be the safer play, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to do that, even though it's a bit of a waste. I can't afford to lose my throne city at this point, so we're going to shore up the defenses a little bit. Still working on the shrine there, which is good. Oh, and look at this. They're going for my other city now, too. Oh, look at that. All right, well, I think we have to retreat back and defend it. And then that'll just delay this by a turn, but at least we'll be able to defend our city. So let's do this. Take on these pesky... What are we fighting? Bandit and scoundrels. Okay. Ooh, ouch. Crippled me there. Alright, Ramhotep is a little bit worse for wear, but he'll be fine. Oh, look at that. Nice critical there for some hefty damage. And then Jafsar here. Fortunately, this unit is obscured by this boulder, making things a little bit more challenging, but we can get the kill at least. There we go. And then let's step up. Do some damage to the bandit. And then we can throw our spear and then charge in. You know what? Let's move over and get the finish. They're very nice, very nice. All right. Going after our archers, and thankfully we were able to just tank the damage there. We had a lucky. I'm not sure. Oh, that's from shooting stars being active. Okay. I'm going to say, I'm not sure why they were lucky. I don't remember picking up any buffs or anything, but that would be why. Do a heal there on our chariot. And then, now, what would be nice is if we get this hurl net off. Let's try it. Dang it. I was hoping we could actually immobilize them because that would give me more opportunities to farm experience. But what we'll do instead is we will buff Ramhotep. And then we can have him charge in behind here, basically. Do some hefty damage. There we go. All right, well, at least now our outpost is safe temporarily, at least. We now have the shrine produced, so that's excellent. Wouldn't be so bad to maybe get an Embalmer's Guild going, and then we can start maybe producing units from our little outpost. And of course, the Embalmer's Guild is going to make the units that much stronger and allow our units to heal. So let's do it. Again, not the most efficient thing to build because we have 46. And the city's going to grow into... You know what? Oh, actually, now that I look at that, maybe we should try and play this a little bit more efficiently. You know what, though? There's no... I don't know if there's really a good way to do it. So, the city's going to grow in 2 turns, and we're going to get above 50. And once we have above 50 production, then it'll be more efficient to make the Builder's Hall or the Embalmer's Guild, which cost 100. But in the meantime, I don't know if there's really anything... Unless we wanted to produce a unit, perhaps. But again, the whole reason I want to make the Embalmer's Guild is to make the units I produce better, so I kind of want to wait. So I think we'll just make the Embalmer's Guild, even though it's kind of inefficient. Alright, so now we'll group back up, and then Yeah, we're going to head down here, grab the haste berries, and then head underground, I think is going to be the plan. This little guy can grab the gold, and then maybe start making his way back to the city. Because, again, we're going to need something to guard right up here, that's for sure. Necras. Okay, perfect. Necras is now fully functional. It has a shrine and a builder's hall, so we can perhaps make a couple of units here just to kind of help us out. The other option is we go builder's hall and then embalmer's guild and then start making some additional units. Maybe we'll do that. I mean, again, it sucks kind of waiting a few extra turns, but the nice thing about that is then the units we produce are actually pretty decent, and our undead can heal in the city, like this Lost Soul, for example. So, as much as it sucks to have this unit stay there for a bit, I kind of want to just get myself ready before I go charging in, if that makes sense. We're going to have to wait a little bit for our mana to kind of recharge, as we're running pretty low currently. All right. Couple of quick turns here, but we're getting things done. I'm still kind of worried about my opponents potentially trying to ambush my cities right now. But at least I've got now a couple of units guarding the throne. I really don't like having that roaming unit, though, floating around. That's really, well, it's a little bit unnerving, let's just say that. Now, it looks like we have a hero offering to join us. This is Panthera One-Eye, a level 2 warlord. Show me your talents. Let's see. We've got... Okay, so Panthera can turn into a were-panther. During the shapeshift, it heals 15 health, and then, of course, becomes a dire panther, which is actually not a bad ability. Unit is armored as a warlord. I definitely don't mind having a warlord hero to go along with some undead units. Yeah, sure. All right, let's take the hero. Actually, not a bad spot to have the hero now. We can start building an army for this hero at this little outpost here. Again, in 2 turns, we'll have the Embalmer's Guild. Let's see, will he still be alive? Ooh, unfortunately, no, because he's going to decay at 8 per turn, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he'll disappear before we get a chance to really keep him going. Maybe what we'll do is we'll send the cheetah back to join our warlord. And then we'll build a little army here for our warlord hero. Yeah, that's actually... I like that plan. Let's definitely do that. We do have some unspent points for our hero. I think we'll just do defense command. Give our units 1 extra defense. Alright, so now let's grab our haste berries. Alright, now here we go. Let's see. We're going to head underground. I'm a little nervous. Oh. Okay, and I was expecting to land right on top of one of my opponents, but it doesn't look like that's what's happened here. So, alright. Well, let's cautiously edge down south. Ah, here it is. Okay, this is Yizzo. Oh, and this is the throne city of Yizzo. Wow. And now you know what I've done here is I've stepped very far into the territory, which could put me at risk here of getting attacked. Hopefully he doesn't have any, super powerful units at this point, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. All right, Necras, we're gonna have to work on doing something for. So, pretty good production income at the moment. So we could do the Embalmer's Guild and then start cranking out some units here to build up a force, and I think that's going to be the plan. So let's do the Embalmer's Guild. We are running kind of low on gold, so we'll have to be mindful of that. Meanwhile, back up top at Tushari. Let's do a laboratory and just get the research going. Oh, and we can't do it. Oh, we don't have enough mana for it. That's right. Okay. What were we building down here? The Embalmer's Guild, which is using up some of our mana. Okay. What could we do instead? Well, that's really the only good option in terms of kind of building up the city more. Unless we want to do a barracks and being able to produce more units, basically. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we go... You know, it's too bad. We don't have enough mana for all the things we need to do here. Yeah, mana is definitely a bit of a rate-limiting resource at the moment, but that's all right. You know what? Maybe we'll just do merchandise for a turn, because our gold is running low as well. So we got to be a little more frugal for a turn or two here, I think. All right. Yeah, no summoning, because, again, we're trying to conserve mana. So now, let's see what happens here. We're going to end the turn. Let's see how nasty this gets. I hope we don't get attacked. I mean, we are pretty strong. That's kind of what I'm banking on here, is that we've got two very powerful heroes, and then we've got our Royal Chariot, who's exceptionally strong, along with our Muse, and our Shredder is no slouch at gold medal as well. Again, it'll be interesting to see how well defended the city is. Okay. Let's creep ever so slightly closer. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Well, there's Yizzo himself with Wargrider and 2 Grimbeak Crows. And then he's got his Dreadnought hero, another Dreadnought hero, Goblin Witch Doctor, a couple of Swarm Darters, and a Bomber. So, I mean, he doesn't have anything very powerful, but I just don't think we're going to be strong enough to take on the city, sadly. There's a lot of range damage there, and we don't have anything that can get over the walls super easily. So I think I'm going to perhaps fall back here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these haste berries while I'm here. And then I'm going to clear out this watchtower just so I can keep an eye on his city a little bit. This will actually work out not so bad for me. I do have to be very careful, though. So now that I know where his throne is, I can start rallying my forces to kind of group up down there. Alright, let's do some blasting here. Light up the archer for some damage. I could have stepped closer to do more damage, but I want to keep my heroes back. There's a little more. Nice, there's the kill and a nice level up for Jafsar. And then what we'll do is we'll buff our chariot. We do have to watch out for the pikemen, of course. Light up the Civic Guard a little bit more. Nice. And then let's fall back. Yeah, and just make sure we're out of range of the pikemen. A little crossbow damage, nothing we can't heal. There we go. And then with Ramhotep, we could get the kill out here. How close are we? Must be getting pretty... Yeah, we're almost leveled up, so let's get the finish. And then now we're very close to leveling up. Now the question is, can we get the throw net off? Let's try it. Oh, no such luck. Alright, well, what we'll do, though, is we'll let the battle go on one more turn here. Because they're not going to be able to kill the Shredder in one shot. Yeah, there we go. And then we can use Ramhotep to get the heal here and get the level up. There we go. Perfect. And then Jafsar can bring back Cadaver for some extra experience, because why not? Chariot can flank around behind here for some hefty damage. And then our Shredder may as well get the kill here. Although I suppose our Muse could as well. Doesn't really matter. Okay, we'll use our Muse. Okay. So now we have vision thanks to that watchtower, which is going to help us out. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Yizzo sends some units in to try to, you know, take the watchtower once we're out of the area. But nevertheless, I think it's still good that we have it, because we can at least see what's going on. Now, we are at level 6. The only thing is, at level 7, we get access to Greater Reanimate Undead, which is the one that I'm really waiting for. Might be good, though, to do to grab Inflict Despair while we're at it. Ramhotep. I think Greater Reanimate Undead, I don't think it costs 10. But I can't remember. It's been a while again since I've played Necromancer. I can't remember exactly how many points it costs. I mean, if we were to grab Inflict Despair, we would still have 3 points left, and then when we level up, we'd have 8 at level 7, which I think would be enough. Yeah, let's do that. We'll grab Inflict Despair. Again, this might be a horrible mistake. I can't truthfully remember how many points Greater Reanimate Undead costs, but I don't think it's 10. So we're going to grab Inflict Despair. There we go. And then we're going to upgrade Jafsar here. We're going to give him Bane of the Good. And we're also going to give him Control Undead. Very nice. Okay. And here's actually an opportunity. We can try and use Control Undead on the Lost Souls here. And that would be nice just to bolster our forces a little bit in this situation. Even just a few more units might give us the capability to actually siege Yizo's city. Which would be excellent. Alright. So we'll do our buff here as we always do. I keep forgetting about that Inspired. We should be using that more. Nobody really needs healing, so I think what we'll do is we'll just charge up. Get kind of aggressive here. Let's see what happens next. Okay, so the Nightmare is charging in at us. Now, the Nightmare is not undead. It's just dedicated to evil, so I can't use Control Undead on the Nightmare, unfortunately. However, I could use it on the Lost Soul, although it's a shame the Lost Soul is currently in defense mode because that's going to make it a little bit harder to be successful. So maybe what we'll do is we'll try and kill off the Nightmare. Nice, there's a critical. And then I guess maybe we'll try it on one of them. Oh, and it wasn't successful. That's too bad. And we'll get the finish there. And then I think maybe what we'll do is we'll actually retreat back because I actually don't want... We're going to use our heal just for the experience. I don't want this unit to die and suicide itself on one of my units. So what I want to do is give Ramhotep a chance to use Control Undead. Oh, dang it. Well, that's okay. We got a critical hit there, which killed the unit in one shot. A big beetle. All right, you know what? I will take that because it's basically just an extra trooper. And the nice thing, too, is it does have wall crushing, as you can see here in Demolish. So that might actually come in handy in this siege if I decide to go through with it here in the next turn or two. In the meantime here, why don't we try this battle on for size? And there's a tomb there as well, which would be fantastic once I hit level 7. So I really want to maximize my experience gain, because once I hit level 7, we can raid the tomb and try to get some more powerful undead units on our side. This is actually this is actually kind of turning out pretty good for me now that I look at the area. So we do have to be a little bit careful with these frost elementals because our black bolts will not do as much damage to them. However, we should be fine. Our units are quite strong, so I'm not overly concerned. I am going to let them just kind of come to us, however. I got to make sure my big beetle doesn't get hurt too much, just given that it's a living unit and it's not as easy to heal, ironically enough. So often you think, you know, the undead are hard to heal, but heal undead actually gives you a lot of healing potential, and can be kind of tough to heal your living units, actually. So that's probably the conundrum I'm going to find myself in here. So now let's light up this frost elemental. Nice, big damage. And a little bit more. Ooh, lucky. Shoot. All right, well, our big beetle can move up and at least get the kill, perhaps. Excellent, okay. And now between the rest of our units, I think we should hopefully be able to light up the Frost Elemental for some damage. Nice criticals. Very good. Our Muse can blast for some spirit damage. Then our Royal Chariot can... Actually, I was going to say we could use our free attack, but we might as well just charge in and get the kill. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then the Dire Penguin is the only thing left. So, what we could do here is we can drop a nice big heal on the Muse. With Jafsar. Very good. And then Ramhotep here needs more experience, so we could try and get the kill with Ramhotep. So why don't we step around behind like this, and then just obliterate those penguins. What I maybe should have done there is actually killed the penguins first, so I could have raised a corpse from them, but that's alright. And then I think I'm going to proceed this direction and clear out a few more of these structures just to try to level up. Again, if I can hit level 7, then I'll raid the tomb. Let's go back up to Tushari. Okay, mana's looking good now, so we could do the laboratory if we really wanted. I think that's what we're going to do. Back down to Nekras. We're almost done that Embalmer's Guild, and then we'll start making some extra units to aid our city there. Alright, let's end the turn there. I think that's going to do it. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens now that we've encountered our opponents. A little nervous here about Yizzo. Okay, looks like we can see Gamblag's battle there. He won a battle. We'll have to take a look at where that happened once it's our turn again. Okay, so let's see. Where did that happen? Oh, wow. That happened kind of right on the border here of our new city. So, yeah, we definitely need to produce some units to help defend our new city. Now, I think the Skeleton Archer will get the benefit... Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't actually think the Skeleton Archer benefits from the Embalmer's Guild, because this only works on ghoul units that are produced, not standard undead. Okay, so these skeleton units are not ghouls, whereas if we produce the ghoul Tigran Cheetah, it will get the benefit of the Embalmer's Guild, the embalmed upgrade. Okay, well, that's good to know. But it would be nice to have some ranged units. And the undead will now heal in the city, so it wasn't a waste or anything making it, but... Alright, let's do a Skeleton Archer just so that we have some ranged units here to help guard the city. And we can maybe start clearing out some of these structures as well. Oh, and there was another battle over here. Ooh, an Orc Annihilator. Wow. Oh my gosh, look at this unit. That is a very, very cool looking unit. So it is a pikeman unit that has first strike, polearm, pike square as you would expect, but it has tireless, mind control immunity, inflict spirit breaking, inflict bleeding wounds, victory rush as an orc, and it's armored. Wow, what a tanky unit. Holy cow. Very, very cool. Yikes, those are going to be tough customers to deal with, that's for sure. Okay, let's go up to Toongale here. All right, so now we've got our hero, and we need to add some extra units in. So, okay, now we're in that same situation where we're going to actually need to produce... Yeah, I didn't really think that one through. The idea that these skeletons, I was thinking, oh, they'll get the benefit of the Embalmer's Guild, but because they're not ghouls, they're not really going to benefit from it. Shoot. Again, it's not a waste, but it's unfortunate that I didn't really, I didn't realize that. It actually kind of is a little bit unfortunate that the city has grown, because now that it's grown, I actually don't get the extra production benefit of it being an outpost. So let's do the Builder's Hall, but I was going to say we could try rushing it, but of course, yeah, we don't have enough gold. Shoot. And we're kind of resource limited right now, and this is where that raising strategy or pillaging strategy is really great as a Necromancer. It kind of gives you a way to augment your income, which otherwise is kind of tough sometimes to do. So maybe what we'll do here is let's focus on battling first. So we can do a battle here. We got Frostling Bowyer and some Raiders. All right. Step up. Cautiously, of course. We'll actually throw this on Ramhotep. Let's see what they decide to do. Okay, they're not gonna push us. We're gonna have to push them. So this Frostling Bowyer just has a standard short bow attack, it looks like. Alright, I think we're okay. I think we can take a little bit of risk here. Do a little bit of damage. Try to entice them to come out and attack us. And then maybe what we'll also do is we'll charge up with our chariot, immolate, or try to, and fail. And then kind of post up right here in defense mode. Do a little bit more blasting, and we did get a despair off, which is great. Oh, and before I did that, I should have moved my muse up to inspire my heroes. That's too bad. There we go. And then the shredder. Just hang out. Big beetle again, we want to keep kind of protected just because harder to heal. Ouch. Alright. Alright, our chariot here, we can swoop around behind to get a nice flanking kill. Ramhotep's a little bit worse for wear here at the moment, so just do some damage. Didn't quite get the kill, sadly. But what would be maybe good to do would be swoop in behind here, get the finish, and then we can grab ourselves a cadaver. And then, boy, it'd be great to get a hurl net, but of course my units are mobilized right now. All right, we're gonna take some extra damage, but try for that net throw. Oh, actually, I think I could have oh, you know what? That was stupid of me. I forgot that the net throw is actually like you're throwing it. You don't have to be standing right next to them. I didn't have to actually take that extra damage with the muse. Oh well. There's the kill. I was thinking that I had to have that the shredder standing right next to the unit I wanted to net throw on, but that was not the case. Now, unfortunately, I'm not quite at level 7 yet, so I'm going to need at least 1 or 2 more battles to get me there before I'm able to raid this tomb. So, perhaps what we do instead, then, is we do a touch of scouting here with our big beetle just to see. Looks like there's a city over there, which that might be my orcish opponent now. Let's go see. Yep, there it is. Okay, but it looks like it's not his main city, so we might be able to actually go over and take it from him, which would be kind of cool. Although, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself because I know his main army is there, so we'll have to be very careful. Back to Toongale. All right, what we'll do is we'll just make ourselves some skeletons here to help boost my army here a little bit. And again, we're just leaving those units there ready to basically take on some reinforcements. And this little guy, I think we'll just head up to join in with our stack here. Even though they're decaying away, they might be able to help us in the battle for this city here upcoming. And then we could, I suppose, start working on a Lost Soul, but I think I'm just going to save the mana just in case I need it. All right, let's go back underground and see if anything interesting happens here. So Yizzo didn't look like he really did much. And I didn't see Gamblag do anything either. So again, Gamblag is an Orc Theocrat and Yizzo is a Goblin Rogue. Yeah, I think we have a good shot here. Depending on how well defended this city is, we might be able to push and be aggressive here. You know what? Let's use a scout here to do that. Just see what we're up against. Oh, wow. It's not even defended. Okay. Well, let's waltz in there. Oh, there. Okay, it is defended, but it's just off the city, basically. All right, so he's got... Wow, Gamblag himself, so we could actually potentially kill him right here. And then Corbus the Feral and Orc Necromancer. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do here. We might be able to just go for it here. Yeah, we have a strong advantage here. Let's see if we can push it. If we could get him out of the game... I mean, again, we'd also need to take his Throne City to actually eliminate him from the game. But, I mean, if we can send him to the Void for a couple of turns, that gives us a huge advantage and kind of, you know, puts him back a few turns, which would be great. So let's throw this onto our chariot. The trick here is going to be to do this safely where we don't end up losing anybody that we can't afford to lose. In particular, our chariot, of course. So let's advance cautiously, of course. Kind of surprised we're not getting hit by spells and whatnot right now, but... You know what? I don't know if I want to even have Jafsar be up that close, to be perfectly honest. Again, the Shredder, if the Shredder goes down, I can always revive it. Thankfully, I have that capability. Let's attack the Cherub. Oh, nice. There we go. Some hefty damage. Turn our chariot around. Big Beetle can kind of swoop in for some protection. And then we're going to keep our heroes back, like I said. Really don't want them getting into the nastiness of any of these situations. Get the Cherub a little more. Oh, nice. We can get the kill. Perfect. Okay, that's great. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Using the Necromancer. Okay. Ooh, and he has Hero Slayer. I have to watch out for that a little bit. Although we could basically just take him out right now, which I think we'll probably do. I just have to be a little bit cautious. Let's do it. Nice. 2 big flank hits and he's dead. Perfect. Now we just have to deal with kind of the remnant forces here. So, okay, we want to be careful. All right, let's light up the Cadaver for some damage. Step a little closer. Nice, big damage there. Nice, and the Cadaver is down. And then what we could actually do with Jafsar is we could make our own Cadaver out of that Cadaver. Like a Uno reverse card a little bit. And then we've got the Hellhound over here that needs to be dealt with. Again, I don't want Ramhotep getting in too much danger. But he could at least... Oh yeah, there, he can do a bit of damage. And then we can park the Big Beetle there just for some protection. I think we're all right now. Ooh, Feral Mount got inflicted. My Mount's going to be a little bit... Let's just see what that does. Oh, okay, so I have morale penalty and movement penalty. All right, that's fine. We can tolerate that. Nobody really needs health at the moment, except for the Chariot, who's still in pretty good shape. So, not too worried about that. And Ramhotep can blast the Hellhound for some hefty amounts of damage, so let's do that. Probably get the kill. Perfect. How are we doing for experience here? Nice. Okay, we're getting very close to level 7, which is exactly what we need. And then... Okay, now our Shredder. It would be great if we could get the Hurl Net. Oh, and he's not quite in range. Okay, what if we go like this? There we go. Now let's try it. Dang it, and he resisted. Again, I was hoping I could get that off and then extend the battle a little bit. Jafsar is, again, a little bit in rough shape, so I got to be careful. I don't want him getting killed. Maybe what I'll do... Well, you know what? I can tie up the hero, so we'll do a little bit of damage just to get a few little morsels of experience. Nice, and we leveled up. That's perfect. And then what I'll do is I'll throw my cadaver at him just to use up his movement. There we go. And then I don't think I'm actually going to kill him right here. I'm going to wait and try to get a little bit more experience with my heroes because I can still do a heal. So we'll let the turn flip over. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So then now we can do a heal with Ramhotep. And that's going to get us a little bit more experience. What are we at now? Yeah, there we go. That got us a little closer. And Ramhotep can do the same thing on the cadaver, actually, and get a little more experience. Perfect. And then we can get the finish now with any combo of our units here. So let's see, can we... Might even just get the kill here with the chariot. So this Men Magical Being, I think this would actually work on Lost Souls, which would be kind of cool because they're a summoned unit. So that's something I'm going to have to test out later. I was just thinking about that. All right, let's see if we get the kill here. Okay, and we did. We did get a level up with our chariot, which is now champion level 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there it is. Excellent. So we sent Gamblag to the Void for a couple of turns, which is fantastic. And we got ourselves a new city, which we can migrate over to Ghoul Tigrans in a single turn. So let's do that. Perfect. Oh, that's excellent. And look at that. We got some items as well. Let's see. It's just a black wand. The one thing we don't really need. Yeah, so well, we can, you know what? We can send it to our Warlord hero, who can then have some options for elemental damage, I guess. So that's not terrible. So let's do our level up here with Jafsar. Now level 6. Again, I guess we could get our Inflict Despair. There we go. All right. Well, that was actually quite a productive turn. So now we can clear out a few of these structures, the Ancient Ruins, and then we can loop back around. Maybe what we'll do is we'll clear out this Ancient Ruin, and then we'll head back down and go for the Tomb. And then once we raid the Tomb, we might be able to gain a really strong undead unit, and then we can go down and try and take on Yizzo's Throne City. But yeah, this is actually going quite well. I was a little bit apprehensive going underground. I thought maybe we'd be in over our head, but it looks like we're actually in decent shape here. Now, it would be great to get a barracks going, and then I could make Sun Guards, which would be fantastic. So you know what? Let's do that, because again, we have that Embalmer's Guild. So let's do a barracks here. We'll finish up our production, and then I think we'll call it an episode. So Toongale, again, we want to add maybe another unit or two before we do anything else. We don't really have a ton of production capability to really do much else there. You know what? Maybe what we'll do is we'll... I'm kind of tempted to maybe send this army north to join up here, and then we could actually create an army to go and clear out whatever these structures are, but... Yeah, you know what? That's something I got to kind of think about. I think what we'll do, though, the city's going to grow in 9 turns, so that's not going to help us in the short term here. Let's just do a Builder's Hall, because we really do need better production. Tushari. Okay, gold is quite limited, so we really don't want to spend much. I suppose we could produce a unit or two here, perhaps. Maybe we do a cheetah. There we go. All right, and then again, this stack, we're going to wait for the barracks, I think, before we really go crazy with them. Although, you know, I suppose we could probably go out and maybe do some fighting, but I think we will wait just to be kind of safe. Now, this little guy, he's going to decay away, so maybe we should do some scouting with him. Both of these little guys, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Just kind of cruise up this way. Okay, there we go. We've got a necromantic circle guarded by a rot troll and zomblins. Let's take a look at this rot troll. Oh, it's an undead version of a troll. Wow. Disgusting stench. It cannot regenerate. Bloated with gas. Oh, yeah, so when it dies, it'll explode. That makes sense. Guardbreaker, Demolisher, inflict brain rot. Pretty nasty customer here. But, yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it for this episode. So let's just take a look at the underground. So there's Bug, which is the city of Yizos that we're going to try to take, the throne city that is. And then we took Ursfor from Gamblag, and we sent Gamblag to the Void for a few turns. So all in all, we're doing pretty good. There's the Shadow Realm. We haven't been there yet. Back to the surface. So we're going to save this one. We'll call this episode 3. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.